Hello everyone. Today my presentation is going to be on the top 10 OECD countries with increased income inequality and the top 10 OECD countries with reduced income inequality. So my approach is to compare the Gini coefficients from the mid-90s to the Gini coefficients from the late 2000s. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get any data beyond the late 2000s, so again, those numbers have probably changed. I would have thought potentially could have changed since the late 2000s, 2009, 2008, so compared to what we have now in 2017, but that's about the best we got at the moment anyway. What is the Gini coefficient? It's actually reasonably easy to explain. As you can see from the diagram, we have a line of equality and we also have a Lorenz curve. So this line of equality is actually looking at the relationship between the share of people from the lowest to the highest income to the cumulative distribution of income. So take, for example, you have the lowest income in your country is 50,000. Your second lowest is 50,000. Your third lowest is also 50,000. And your highest income is in fact 50,000. So that would actually be perfect equality. So if you look at it from a cumulative perspective, you'd have 50,000, 100,000, 150,000, 200,000, forming a perfect line. In reality though, you wouldn't get that. Normally your lowest incomes are quite significantly lower than your highest incomes. So you could be like $10,000 or $20,000 as your lowest income. Your highest income could be well into the millions. So again, that will give you your curve shape. So if imagine you've got 10,000 plus 20,000 plus 50,000, you'll see a curve beginning to form then once you reach up to your million. So how the Gini coefficient is calculated, so you can see in the diagram, the difference between the line of equality and your Lorenz curve, you get that value there, that red, the x, and you divide that by the whole area below the line, which is in fact your red area and blue area, x plus y. And that will give you your Gini coefficient. Okay, let's start off on a positive note and have a look at our countries where income inequality is actually getting less, is getting smaller. So at number 10 we have Portugal. The Gini coefficient is down by 2%. So in the mid-90s it was 0.359, to the late 2000s it was 0.353. At number 9 we have Italy. The Gini coefficient has dropped by 3% from 0.348 down to 0.337 in the late 2000s. At number 8 we have Hungary. Bit of a jump here, 7%, so going from 2.94 in the mid-90s down to 2.27 in the late 2000s. At number 7 we have Spain. This is down by 8% from 0.344 to 0.317. At number 6 we have Chile. So that is down by 8% from 0.427 down to 0.394 in the late 2000s. At number 5 we have Mexico. That's down by 8%, and we're looking actually at a very high Gini coefficient in the mid-90s of 0.519, and that's down to 0.476 in the late 2000s, which actually is still very high. So next we go to Greece. That's down 9% from 0.336 to 0.307 in the late 2000s. We have Ireland. Again, that's down from 0.324 to 0.293, which is 10%. At number 2, we have Belgium. So they're going from what was reasonably low, Gini coefficients of 0.287, which is now down to 0.259 in the late 2000s, which is a drop of 10%. And at number 1 is Turkey, which started off, you talk about the mid-90s, at 0.49 and now has dropped down to just over 0.4, which is quite a drop of 17%, but still 0.409 is actually a fairly high Gini coefficient. So now let's go on to the widening or increased income inequality. So we'll start off at number 10 with Australia. The Gini coefficient is up 9%. So that's increased from 0.309 to 0.336 in the late 2000s. At number 9, we have Austria. So it started off very low actually at 0.238 in the mid-90s, and it's still fairly low at 0.261 in the late 2000s. That's a jump of 10%. At number 8 we have Israel. Gini coefficient has gone up from 0.338 to 0.371, and that's a jump of 10%. Number 7, we have Germany, and that's gone up by 11% from 0.266 in the mid-90s all the way up to 0.295 in the late 2000s. So at number 6, we have Luxembourg, which is up 11% from reasonably low 2.59 to still a reasonably low 0.288 in the late 2000s. At number 5, we have Canada, and the Gini coefficient has gone up from 0.289 from the mid-90s up to 0.324 in the late 2000s. At number 4, we have the United Kingdom, and that has gone up by 13% from 0.336 to late 2000s of now 0.378. So it's starting to get on the high side, starting to climb towards that 0.4 mark. At number 3, we have Denmark, which is up, wow, a staggering 15%. Both from a very low base, so talking in the 90s of 0.215, and now gone up to 0.248, so still considerably lower than many other countries. At number 2, we have Finland. That's gone up by 19%, so that's gone up from 0.218. Again, it's quite low, going up to 0.259. And at number 1, we have Sweden, up 23%. Got to bear in mind though, if we look at the Gini coefficient in the mid-90s, it's actually very low. It was a 0.211, and that's gone up to 0.259. So still, again, that's reasonably low. So all the numbers that we've covered off on, we've looked at the Gini coefficient after we've deducted tax. So before tax figure, you expect to be a little bit higher. Before I wrap up, something interesting to note, when you look at the top 10 versus the bottom 10, the Gini coefficient for our top 10, so reduced inequality, is reasonably high at 0.3417 compared to our bottom 10, which is a 0.3019. So as you can see, the countries where the gap's widening, they still have more equality in income than those countries where the gap is decreasing. So I'd like to thank you for watching my presentation. If you enjoyed this video, I'll be putting more videos up soon, so remember to hit the like button and also remember to subscribe. And I've got my little friend down here, wants to wish you all a good day. This little guy's Monkey. Say hello, Monkey. I'll see you all next time.